Welcome back to another episode of MotoGP Mac, and today we're going to talk about the practice session that's just happened for the British Grand Prix on Sunday. Now these are the combined times of FP1 and FP2. Quartararo is leading the way from Johan Mir, Maverick Vinales, Johan Zarco, Aleix Espargaro, Miguel Oliveira, Alex Rins, Enea Bastianini, Jack Miller, Marco Bezzecchi, Francesco Bagnaia, Luca Marini, Jorge Martin, Alex Marquez, Stefan Bradl, Pol Espargaro, Fabio Di Gianantonio, Tezuki Nakagami, Andrea Dovizioso, Franco Morbidelli, Brad Binder, Remy Gardner, Darren Binder and Raul Fernandez. So this practice session for Fabio definitely was getting used to the long lap zone that he has to do, the long lap penalty during Sunday's Grand Prix. And like I said on the podcast, this is one of the circuits, if you're going to get a long lap, you definitely want it to be here because the penalty is not so great compared to, say, the likes of Aragon. Now, during FP1 and FP2, Fabio was dipping in and dipping out of the long lap zone to get a feel of how it was. And surprisingly enough, he was able to get the knee down going through the zone. So it does show that the long lap zone does give a good bit of grip in Silverstone. He also had a issue in FP1 where the bike stopped on track. Initially, people thought that the bike had run out of fuel, but it was actually what I believe to be is a fuel pump problem. They did change the complete tank unit when he got back to the pits. They first did put in fuel into the original one, but then they took that off and put on a brand new unit. So for me, it looks definitely like it was something to do with the fuel pump. Now, also in the top 6, which has really surprised me, is Miguel Oliveira. He did do a very, very fast one lap, and he wasn't really in play for most of the session, but in 6th place on the KTM has kind of caught me off guard a little bit. I wouldn't have put him there on combined times especially. Johan Mir has also got up there. Again, he did his fastest lap on lap 15 out of 16 completed. He's 0.15 behind Fabio, but not a bad day overall for him. But the pace is extremely hot in Silverstone. The top 16 riders are covered by 0.9 of a second. Top 17 is just over a second. So realistically, there is absolutely nothing in it. And there's not actually a lot that we can tell about people's pace this weekend so far. You know, a lot of the laps that people did were their last few flying laps of the day. So, you know, definitely it's an idea for pole pace, but it doesn't really give us a good idea or an indication that there's actually someone out there that's going to steal a massive lead during the Grand Prix. I do expect the Grand Prix to be quite close, and I do expect there to be a good battle between the championship protagonists, especially I think Pecco, who has nothing to lose right now, is probably one of the most dangerous ones. Now, speaking of Pecco, he did have an off in Maggots and Beckett's. He is fine after it, but again, you know, down in 11th place looks actually worse than what actually is going on there. Realistically, between 11th and 2nd place is only 0.3 of a second, so there's absolutely nothing in it. Surprised a small bit alright to see Brad Binder down in 21st place. He's only 1.2 seconds off the front. He is running the new exhaust pipes on the KTM. Miguel Oliveira is not running those exhaust pipes, so I wonder, is that coming into play? Also, Rins down in 7th. I did expect him to be a little bit closer. He's only 300ths away, but like all in all, it, in my view, it makes for a really exciting Grand Prix weekend this weekend. So I suppose with that, I have to pick my pole man for tomorrow, and I'm actually going to go with Johan Zarco for pole. Don't know whether he'll win the race, but he does look fast and he does look comfortable. I was trying to decide between himself and Maverick Vinales for pole, but I think it's going to be Johan Zarco. But I'd love to know who's going to be your pole man tomorrow. definitely leave it in the comments below, and I'll see you again tomorrow after qualifying. I just want to take a minute to also thank you for watching my videos and the support that you've shown so far. If you haven't subscribed already and you would like to subscribe, it would mean an awful lot to me if you did. I'm starting this channel realistically so that we can all enjoy MotoGP together, with the aim of streaming a live video when the GP races are on.